Okay, this is a free piece of software called Freemind. It's an excellent mind mapping tool. I'm going to show you the basics today of how to use it just to get you started and see if it's something that's for you. It's really good for brainstorming, obviously mind mapping, for organizing, and just generally brainstorming notes. Okay, you can see in the center it already says new mind map. What I tend to do is go into format at the top and select automatic layout, so you can see straight away it's defaulted to a bigger size and it will automatically color the various branches for the new nodes as we develop the mind map. So I'm going to left click to select this, and then I tend to select caps lock so that everything I type will be in capitals. I just find that easier to look at for a whole mind map. So we'll call it auto layout, and then I press enter. So that's the new starting point. We can right click and we get this drop down menu of selections, so I can select by left clicking new child node, and we'll call that node 1 and select enter. Or alternatively, if we select the central auto layout node, what you can do is simply on your keyboard you'll have a key most likely called insert. So if you select insert, that will automatically add a branch. We'll call that node 1. And select enter, and then the arrow keys on your keyboard you can then navigate around like this, just pressing them left and right. Okay, so we'll go out to this node and I'll select insert to add another node, and we'll call that node 2 and enter. And again, using our arrow keys we can scroll back and forth between them. Also, I'll go all the way out so you see the different automatic colors. So I'll select insert node 3, insert node 4. Okay, and then everything after node 4 would continue to just be black text, which obviously you can change yourself. So there's a few things we can do. Another thing I like to do is I'll go to the central node where it says auto layout, right click and go down to format, and if we go up to the top, at the moment its layout is fork, but if you go to bubble then it puts them all in bubbles like this, which I find easier to look at. You can actually select the branches that go out to the nodes and hold the left mouse button down and drag them around. This applies to any of the branches, so you can move them where you like. Another thing you can do is I could select one of the nodes, like node 4 here, and hold the left mouse button down on that node and just drag that whole node over to a different node, and then it will add it there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the center here. I'm going to add another node. I'm going to call this flasher. Oops. And this is because there's a feature where you can go up to the top here in format and select blinking node, and what you'll see now is this node is flashing different colors, and it will just continue to do that. So you can see there it's flashing away, so that's quite useful. Every time you move around to a node, the actual node itself turns grey, as you can see now as I'm moving around using the arrow buttons on my keyboard. I can also use the arrows up and down to move up and down the different branch nodes. Also, we can change the background color of the actual node itself. So I'll right click again, go to format, and here it says node background color, so we left click that, pick any color you like. So I'll pick a green, click OK, and then at the moment it still looks grey, but once you move off it to another one you can see that it's turned green. Okay, another feature you can do is, if we go to node 4 there, you can actually add a note. So down here there's a basic text editor. So if we simply select that, and I'll type in random text, and it's got, you know, we could select that, and it's got the basic things here like using bold, italic, underline. We can change the size of that text. So there it is. As soon as I move away now from that, it will automatically put it in that node, the little pad with a pen writing on it, and when I hover over it, as you can see, the random text has come up, which is actually showing whatever you've written there. So that's really useful. If you want to remove that at any point, you simply go to that node, delete the text, and it will just, once you move to other nodes, you can see now that it's automatically gone. Okay, another thing you can do it's very useful is you can select two nodes, which you do by selecting a node so it grays out like this, hold the control button down, and then go over and select another node. So you've now got two nodes that are grey, and you can only make two of them grey like that by holding the control button down, and then right click on one of them and go to insert, add graphical link, and as you can see it's added this arrow, which we can then right click again and select with the left mouse button arrow link color. I'll change it to red, click OK. As you can see, it's made it easier to see now, and then I can just hold the left mouse button down on this anywhere and drag it around to change its layout, which is obviously very useful. So you can play around with that and get it however you like it. You can also, if we right click on it again to get the drop down menu, change the different types. So it could be just a straight line without arrows. You can have the arrow at the right end, the left end, or at both ends. So we'll select both ends, and now it's added that little arrow head at both ends. Okay, so I'll go back to the central auto layout, add in another node by clicking my insert key, and I'll call this one link. I'm just going to hold the left mouse button down there on the branch and drag it out a little bit. And what we can do here is, if I right click to get the drop down menu, I can add an icon. Oh, actually I'll do the link first. If we go to insert, you can actually add hyperlinks. So if I select hyperlink that says in brackets file chooser, oh, I've got to save the mind map first. Okay, so let's do that. File, save as, auto layout, save that. So now I've saved it in my own document. So I go back to link, right click to get the drop down menu, go to insert, hyperlink file chooser, and this gives me files to choose from. So if I simply select a file, can be any, I'm going to go with another mind map, and select that, and now you can see it's put a red arrow there. And what will happen is if I click on that, it will then automatically link to that new mind map file, or it can be a Word text file or any file you've selected, which is really useful. Okay, let's go to a new node, right click again, we'll go to insert, oh no, it's in format, is it? Oh, sorry, icons. And then we have this whole selection of icons that you can simply add in. So if I click on that, I am happy. You can see that it's put the little face in there. There's also these forward and backward buttons here to undo. So if I wanted to undo that last thing of putting the icon in, I could click that and it removes it. I could also click the down arrow and it would replace it. So that's very useful. So there's just a few basic things you can do to start building mind maps. There's one here that I did earlier. If I click that, you can see there's one there I was doing when I was brainstorming some blog topics. So you can see these things can get really quite big and complex. That one's pretty straightforward, and you notice that it's a little bit out of the screen. So you know, I have these scroll bars where I can scroll to it, but see it all up and down, left and right. But
There is also an option where you can simply click view at the top and zoom in, zoom out, or in this case zoom to fit page, and then it automatically fits it straight into the visual page. So I hope that's been helpful. That's a few basics to get you going. It's a lot more powerful than that and can do a lot more things, but that's the basics, and I'd recommend it. It's a great free piece of software. Thanks for watching.